Today's topic is outdoor landscape lighting. We want to talk about the design process and how do we make the most impact on somebody's home with lighting it up at night, either with a small budget or maybe a blank check and an unlimited budget. So we brought in a guest from Dauer Manufacturing. This is Woody, and he's going to take us through the design process and give you some ideas on how to really make that big impact and really make your client's home shine out or stand out on their city street. Welcome, Woody. Appreciate you.
Great to be here. Thank you, Tim.
We look at our project here. We are doing a little bit of paver restoration, and as we were working on that project, we thought, why not add some lights? We'll take the time as this is all torn up to really kind of enhance it in the evening. So let's start with the small budget. We got a house like this, and I'm a contractor. Maybe a customer wants to have a few lights put in. What would you talk about as far as creating the biggest impact for the least amount of money?
Well, the biggest impact that you can do with a minimal amount of light on a small budget would be at least to light up the home.
Okay.
So taking this home, for example, if we can walk over here. So for minimal budget, we want to at least, again, bring the home to life at night. I would definitely start on the corner here. We have that nice yellow wall on the right side of the window. Would be a great area for an uplight to cast some light. You have these beautiful columns right here in the front. So we definitely want to cast some light on the two white columns and make the front door area a centerpiece of the home and light it up. Then we're going to come over here. And one of the rules, even on a low budget, is you don't want to put light under a window. So we're definitely going to go in between the windows and showcase the yellow wall right in there. Obviously, we want to come to the corner because that would be the next in line, trying to stay symmetrical. This is obviously a great spot on this side of the garage. And then you have this spot over here on this side of the garage. And then Tim's building this nice garden area. You've got this nice wall right here, so you could put an undercap fixture here to give this wall some life. So 7 fixtures, minimal dollars, small budget could get this house to pop at night.
Okay, so for the most part, we're talking with impact, most of this was uplighting.
Absolutely.
Okay, and then so if we had a customer then that was going to turn around and say, you know what, I want to make all of my neighbors jealous. I want them to be looking at my house at night and saying, wow, here's a blank check. What are we going to do then?
Oh, wow. Then we're going to go back down here and we're going to start at the front of the house.
All right. Now that we're talking about the customer with the blank check, we come back to the very front of the house and we look at the whole project. What would you do to add on to what we've already talked about to really make this place a showcase?
Love blank checks.
Yes.
Gives us an opportunity to really be creative and bring the property to life. So with that being said, it's obvious that we would want to light up this beautiful evergreen tree. So we would come here with one of our powerful uplights. So we get the light all the way to the top and cast a beautiful light on this tree.
Okay.
I would actually even consider putting a nice mini flood down in here, which would throw light up on this entire hill on whatever you've got planted in here and bring that to life as well. You've got some beautiful flowers up there by the window. What are those called?
Those are a hydrangea, probably at your grandma's house at some point.
I've never seen those before, but right up there where the walkway is, just below, staying in your garden, I'd throw another nice mini flood into there to highlight those so that you can see them from the road and create more depth to the project.
Okay.
This just pops. This is beautiful. What is this?
This is a dwarf blue spruce.
A dwarf blue spruce. Dwarf blue spruce, that's beautiful. So I would think about another wash here to highlight this blue spruce. And I would actually even think about going with a higher Kelvin temperature in the 4K range. The higher you go in a Kelvin temperature, the more blues you get pulled out of your objects.
Nice.
So that would be a beautiful showpiece right there in itself.
Okay.
And then walking along here, this is just a beautiful area. I'd put another flood in here just to throw more light into this whole general area. You're actually going to cast some shadowing as well because of the taller plants, and it just creates a beautiful effect.
And that's kind of a design technique to
Absolutely.
look for.
Some shadowing is part of your technique. Absolutely, absolutely. And if you come around the corner here, I would definitely, this beautiful birch with the yellow leaves, I would come in here and throw another one of our floods and fire up that whole tree. It would look absolutely beautiful. Coming in here, I'd probably think about one of our path lights, one here, and one up there. Now the one up there is gonna help light up the walkway at night. And this one right here is gonna cast a nice 360 degree of light to showcase these plants that you have here as well. So we've got the path light here. I would also come over in here and put another path light here, which illuminates the walkway. I'd put another one here. I'd put another one here. And then I would come over here on the corner and put one here. And then I'd put another one right here. So you've got a really nice area of light for your walkway. And then your walkway is lit up, your garden is lit up, your flowers are lit up, your trees are lit up. Now the project's really starting to come to life because you just don't have this flat panel house being lit up.
Right.
You've got things around it being lit up. Now the property's getting bigger. It's getting more beautiful. Speaking of beautiful, these beautiful trees behind the house here, if you take some of our mini floods in your backyard and you were just to cast some soft light on those trees, not only do you create a beautiful house front, but now you've created depth to the project because your eye is going beyond the house and you're gonna see these trees behind. Hopefully we'll get a picture of that when we're all done with our project to share with our viewers, but you'll see what I'm talking about. So instead of having a black sky behind your house, you're gonna have these trees lit up just enough to create depth. So you go from 6 or 7 fixtures on a budget to possibly 20 fixtures and really making this the talk of the entire neighborhood.
That sounds exciting. So you're talking about depth and we're moving from, you know, the very front all the way to lights in the back. So really you're kind of talking about layering your lights. It's kind of each layer is giving you another layer of depth to the project. That's great. I think that's very helpful in the design process because that's really, I think, where a lot of people struggle that don't do lights as a profession. It's like, what do I do? Put a spot here and a path there, or they might make a runway out of a sidewalk. And but it's not about that. It's about placing them in the most effective place.
Being creative, being artistic, when you get the opportunity to do what you want to do as a designer, installer, is an awesome thing. Sometimes you are limited, but usually when you start off with something small, if you go ahead and upgrade your transformer, pretty good chance the homeowner's gonna call you back and say, you know what, I really love what you did, let's do more. Which is great for everybody.
Put it in the budget right away to go big on the transformer and add to it later.
Because it's gonna happen.
All right, excellent. Well, I appreciate you joining us. A lot of great tips on designing the outdoor landscape lighting.